have you had more of a chance to kind of have a better assessment and evaluation of what you do have here right now?
Better than before. I'm still going to answer too early.
Right.
You know, the tough part with where we're at is everything is so new to these kids right now, and we haven't put the pads on. So it's so difficult to give an early evaluation. The one thing that I can say is there's a ton of enthusiasm out there. There's a lot of energy and eagerness to learn, and you're seeing kids pick up on some things a little bit quicker than maybe even I anticipated. You know, we're going to go through the ups and downs, and we're going to continue throwing the majority of the playbook at them in these first 4 to 5 installs. And Coach Messingham and I and the rest of the offensive staff said, "Gosh, do we need to slow things down?" And no, we're gonna continue to pile it on them and put them in these difficult situations, and they've handled them very well up to this point.
You mentioned that energy, the excitement right now, and obviously the beginning of spring, people are going to be jacked up. They're going to be excited because football's back. How do you, as a coach, keep that energy level up, keep them coming every single day, every single practice with that same attitude?
Yeah, I think that's going to be one of our biggest challenges, and we talked about it this morning after meetings. I said, you know, here that honeymoon phase is going to end pretty shortly. And that, you know, I've used the term that kind of new car scent, it's going to wear off. And then what is going to be your desire? What is going to be, you know, your objective every single day to continue to bring that juice, to continue to bring that enthusiasm, to learn, to go out and compete every single day. So the biggest thing that we've got to do as coaches is continue to challenge them, and then ultimately, we discussed it yesterday as a staff, we got to have these guys go out there and challenge one another, and having that accountability and continue to remind them it's your team. You know, what ultimately are the results that you guys want? And we have enough seniors, especially in the offensive line, that we should have the ability to do that.
For the last 3 or 4 years at the offensive line, they've had a guy in Dalton Reisner who's undoubtedly the leader vocally on the field. Have you seen them either struggle or not struggle at all in terms of not having him out there with them?
That's, you know, I don't see struggles. Now, the kind of leader and the impact, that's hard for me to assess in a comparative way because I wasn't here with him. I had an opportunity to meet him yesterday. Seems like a fantastic young man, obviously is a hell of a football player. We have quite a few seniors in this group, and I've challenged each and every one of them. They do a great job of being accountable to themselves. The biggest thing I want them to do is continue to ask more of their teammates. And it starts right there in that meeting room with that offensive line. We need to continue to raise our level, every single one of us. Offensive line is a unique position. We will be as good as our weakest link. We will be as good as our weakest chain. And so what does that mean for us? That we've got to bring everyone along with us. And if we get guys who are not who they're resistant or they don't want to come along or they don't want to buy in, then we're going to have to move on. And that's going to be kind of the thought process of us here going forward.
When you look at this in terms of trying to piece together an offensive line, do you look at last year's team and say, okay, Scott France was the left tackle, I'm going to keep him at left tackle, or do you have an idea in mind like, hey, I might move some guys around and see what works better right now?
Yeah, there's a few guys who have been pretty established at positions, and as we're getting through these install, I want to minimize them moving around, but they've been told they understand that it's our job as an offensive staff to put the best 5 guys out there. And if that means that today you're playing right guard and tomorrow you're playing left guard, or you're playing right tackle and now you're playing center, then that's what we're going to do. We're going to collectively put together the best 5 fit out there. So one of the things that we need to continue to do is continue to evaluate the group that we have right now and continue to develop some depth.
I know that you probably know as much information on it as we do, but going from a spring game into this spring showcase thing, it'll have some more fan interaction. I guess whatever that ends up being, how excited are you as a coach to be able to show the fans, like, hey, this is the program, this is kind of what it looks like on the ins and outs, not just on game day for them?
Yeah, I'm excited to be around the fans. I'm excited to see the guys have an opportunity to interact with the fans. The passion, the enthusiasm for Wildcat football is huge, and you can feel that every single day. Really, the true showcase is going to be on Saturday afternoons in the fall. And, you know, we're not going to be a finished product. You know, on that showcase day. We're not going to be a finished product in game one. It's going to be our ability to continue to improve, and hopefully, it's going to be tough for the fans maybe to see of the progressions that these young men have made from practice 1 to practice 15. But that's ultimately what our goal is as a coaching staff.